What makes Malaysia so great? It's not what you think. A North American tribute to Malaysia. So that's the title of the video that I'm gonna watch. This is by JetLag Warriors. I've seen many of his video, traveling around Malaysia, trying new food especially. And yeah, as a Malaysian, I'm interested to know what makes Malaysia so great from his perspective. Let's watch.
And so it's our last day in Malaysia. What a whirlwind it has been. Our plan originally was to spend 6 weeks in Malaysia, and now we've been here for more than 1 year.
Yeah, I have always wondered about the life of this kind of traveler, that they have spent 1 year in Malaysia just traveling from one place to another place, right? Sometimes I would do wonder, can I live like that?
Throughout this year, we've really fallen in love with Malaysia, and we've done our best to promote travel here through our YouTube videos. We were called the Accidental Ambassadors by a local newspaper, and we really think it's a fitting title. We've been telling our YouTube audience, as well as our friends, family, and fellow travelers, that Malaysia is really a great travel destination. When we tell people how great Malaysia is to travel, they often respond with, "Really? What makes Malaysia so great?" Now, there are some easy answers here that you might be thinking of. Yes, the food here is the best in the world. You have heard me say this many times if you've been following our vlogs. We have eaten our way across this country, and we've both gained more than 10 pounds doing so, no regrets. And yes, Mother Nature's breathtaking beauty is on full display in Malaysia. From the pristine beaches of Perhentian to the dense jungle of Taman Negara, there's powerful waterfalls to admire, rivers to swim in, and Lake Kinnear is a really, really special place to us. And yes, of course, the history of Malaysia is incredibly accessible and extremely intriguing, from the traditional sultanates all the way up to the orang asli that still live in the jungle today. There's prehistoric artifacts of ancient kingdoms and World War II bunkers right on the side of the road. Yes, these are all incredible, but these are not the things that make Malaysia great. To be clear, every country in the world has great food, beautiful landscapes, and an interesting history. What makes Malaysia great is not something typical or something obvious that you might expect or see on the news. What makes Malaysia great really sets it apart from other countries and is tremendously unique. What makes Malaysia great is the shared values of its citizens. Maybe it's because Malaysia is such a religious country, and the shared value of faith is what makes people here incredibly loving, with a clear purpose and a willingness to serve. Or maybe it's because Malaysia is a multicultural country, so the shared value of acceptance is what makes people here truly compassionate and curious about the differences we have. Or maybe it's the importance of family and community in Malaysia that creates the shared value of love, and the understanding that the most valuable things in this life are not material possessions. Whatever the reason, one thing is for sure. Malaysian people are willing to sacrifice their own resources to enhance the experience of their guests. The shared values of faith, acceptance, and family are so revered and so sacred in Malaysia that wherever a tourist might end up, wherever you might find yourself exploring, you can be sure a local is there waiting for you to help you along your journey. And for that, Ivana and I are truly grateful. We absolutely love Malaysia.
If I'm not mistaken, right now they are already, because they left Malaysia and they are already traveling around Pakistan. If I'm not mistaken, from the recent videos that they post. And I think that comment, he will realize that it's the norm in Pakistan as well, right? So yeah, I'm anticipating that kind of video in the future.
So, what makes Malaysia so great? You!
Happiness.
Sure.
But of course, I have never been in Pakistan. I think one thing that is generally true about Malaysian is because the percentage of the population that can speak a bit of English is quite high relative to perhaps some other countries. So maybe that elevates certain level of experiences from travelers or tourists that come from that, or those who speak English, right? I think that is a factor as well.
We were free for that.
Yeah. Right. Just hi.
Thanks, Mio. Thanks, buddy.
Jom mai kedah.
Jom mai kedah.
It means the smelting the iron come out with something like block, rectangular block.
Okay.
Then export this one.
We are close, almost 4 months, but I don't do nothing.
Okay.
No?
Thanks, JetLag Warriors.
Wow.
I'm gonna miss you soon.
Friend comes along and gives us a gift. Yeah! Thank you guys. So a huge convention with a tourism board, trying to master my one-hand grip.
Is he the owner? Okay, let's go show him.
Special thanks to Chris the fly fisher.
Thanks guys, it was a good time.
This is like a TV show, like MasterChef.
It's 5 stars.
Yeah, that is the video, 5 star. Alright, so that was their experience. I anticipate that food is one of the things that tend to be mentioned. Although I'm interested though, for those that have traveled to countries like Pakistan, you know, and some other countries, and also Malaysia, how would they put it side by side, right? Because I do not know whether they have been to Pakistan before. They are in Pakistan right now, I think. So at the end of the journey there, how would they put side by side, right? Not to compare, you know, not to being dismissive of any particular country, but the sort of experience that people have with certain communities, especially when the communities are so open to bring you into the house, to the family environment, etc., right? So sometimes there's certain region that have that is not that widespread elsewhere. Hence, when you first experience it, it feels like it's the best in the world, right? Anyway, with that said, fortunate to be a Malaysian, and hopefully, yeah, I think that the combination of those factors, because I think in some countries some of the things that he said, right, multiracial, and coincidentally because Malay, Chinese and Indian that makes up the majority of the population here have a strong family values. Hence it becomes the norm, right? The family values is a norm here, despite the different religion, because each of the race and religion have that core value, which might be, I think, from the Western world nowadays, it is a bit different, I would say, generally speaking, right? When I was in Europe, I met young people there, and some of them do not really see family as anything important anymore, right? It's why bother? Even marriage, right? Why would you want to tie yourself up into marriage. I mean, there's a sentiment like that from the younger generation that creates a different society over time. I think, right? Yeah. Anyway, what do you think? If you are a traveler, I would like to get your opinion on, based on your experience, you know, what do you think about how different countries and different population in different countries affect you, in what way, in what different aspect, etc. Yeah, so it is bottom line, I think it is great to travel and see different world, different environment, different society, different norm that can change your perspective in things, right? I think that is important. With that said, thank you for watching. See you next time.